Hi ladies, this is Carla. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by today. This is Christmas Eve day, and what I'm going to try to do is to make a little mini album out of paper bags that will hold some of the pictures that we took with our family over Christmas. So the paper collection I'm going to be using is from Simple Stories, and I had ordered this collector's essential kit, and so it comes with quite a few pieces in it. It's got like 10 double-sided pieces of paper. I don't know if that's glaring on you. Comes with a sticker sheet, comes with a little package that's called Bits and Pieces, and it comes with this little chipboard package that comes with some punch outs that you can use. And it also comes with a little roll of washi tape. Now, I went ahead and ordered more of the matching washi tape for this collection because when I start decorating the album, I'm not real sure, what I'll need for that. Now, what I'm using for my paper bags are these little bags that I got from Hobby Lobby at their Christmas sale. So what I'm going to do with these is something a little bit different than I've ever done. I looked on Maymay made it, and I saw this on one of her tutorials. So this is what I'm going to try to do. Now my paper bags, they measure 5 by 10. And what we're going to do with each one, and I've already done these, we're going to take this little flap that's right here, and we're just going to fold it over. Make sure you got an even little fold there. Just fold it like that. And I've already done that with all my others. I'm making 6. I use 6 paper bags to make this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And open this little flap. Open your bag all the way. And what we're going to do is, see this little crease right here where we folded this over and then folded it like that. You've got a little crease here. So we're going to open our bag like I said. And where that crease is, we're going to take our scissors on the side of the bag on that fold. I'm going to cut all the way up to where we creased it, right there, from folding that over. So I'm going to put my scissors in here, try to stay on that fold. Get it going here. There we go. Try to make that as straight as I can. All the way up to where that crease is, right there, right here. I'm going to turn the other side over and do the same thing. Right up there. See where that crease is, right up there. And now on the side where this folded in with your bag, you can still see that crease right here. You're going to take your scissors and cut over to the next fold. And that little crease, just cut over and stop right there to that fold. And this flips out. I'm going to do the same thing here. On this side, find where you creased it. Crease, cut over to that fold. Now what you're going to do, you're going to fold this back, that folded down like so, and then we're going to take the flap that we cut and we're going to fold it back. Give that a crease right there. And these little flaps we're going to take and fold out flat like that. So this is what you've got going on right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this flap Put it back in. And I'm going to put, I'm going to do this one. I think I'm going to do this one, like I said. We're going to put some glue on the side of this. And let's see if I can find my pen. Kind of clogged up there a little bit. There we go. Some glue on this. You don't want it on the whole thing. You just want it on this flap here. Did I get too much? I think I did. Take some of this off. Maybe I should have glued that flap. That's what I should have done. So I'm afraid that's going to stick. I don't want that to stick. Okay, I'm going to hope that doesn't stick. What would have been better if I would have glued this part instead of that part, because I don't want that sticky. And we'll just see, hopefully it didn't stick inside. I think we're okay. Something run down there just to make sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to take this flap that we've got right here, and we're going to glue all of this down. So you do want glue on all this. I'm going to come down these sides, go down the end, back up here, here, and just kind of go inside there. You do want those edges pretty good. And then I'm just going to take this flap, fold it over, press that down, all of that pressed down. And what that's going to do for you is give you this pocket is just one pocket. Use this again. Glue's not totally dry. There you go. So instead of having like, you know, this double thing going on with your bag, you're just going to have one place to put a mat for a picture. So I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more glue here. Make sure that is down really well. A bit more there. Okay, I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'm going to go off camera and do the rest and get those prepped. There's one. Okay, again, we took a bag and we simply folded it over to make a nice little crease right there. And you open it up. Open. Then you're just going to cut along this fold down to where this crease was, where you folded that flap over. So I'm going to come in here. Be real careful, try to stay on that. It's a very sharp little fold there. I'm going to try to stay on it best I can. Here's my crease, right here's my crease. I'm going up to there. There we go. Turn it over, do the same thing on this side. The hardest part is trying to get that lined up to stay on that. Push that down a little bit. And go just up to that crease. Okay, then turn it on the sides. Your bag, turn it on the sides, and you're going to cut. Go in here, cut along that crease. to that folded edge. Same thing over here. Here. Once you have that done, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold this back down and then fold this up, crease that, pull these out, make those flat. And like I said last time, I put the glue on this and it kind of came out over here. So this time I'm going to put the glue here, and if it runs over, that's okay because this flap will be on top of that. So let's do that. Add some of our glue right here on the pattern side, not the plain side. And then we're just going to lay that down, fold that. Like I said, it's okay if you've got a little glue here because this flap's going to come right down over that. I'm going to glue this flap. And this really looks like a fast way to do this. This is my first attempt right here with you. So we'll see how it goes. And I'll just fold this over, fold it down. Then you have it like this. And again, you have just your one pocket that you just make a little mat for your pictures to go in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and prep the rest of my bags. I have 4 more, and then I'll be back. So all of these are prepped now. So let's talk a little bit about the format of this album. Okay, as you can see, we have folded all of these and we have made a one mat pocket for a picture, one pocket. And if you look down in there, you can see it goes all the way to the bottom. Well, we need to stop that from happening. And the way we're going to do that is this becomes like the hinge. This is going to be like a wide hinge. And to make that happen, we're going to take a hole punch. And this is my crocodile. I've got it on the larger one. And it's 1 inch, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to line it up right here by the side of this little flap. I'm going to come in here and line that right up by that, all the way in for 1 inch. And I'm going to, whoops, wrong way, up here, there, line that up, come in and punch my hole. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Come in here, I've got it lined up. Let's line that up by the side. You want to do that as even as you can for every one. And then when we get all those punched, we're going to cut a piece of chipboard the same size. We're going to punch holes in that as well. I'm going to cover that, and then we'll run some, you can run twine, yarn, or ribbon, whatever you want through there, to keep that kind of sealed together, so when you put your mat in, it's not going to go any further, and this becomes the hinge. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Just kind of line that up even as you can, so when they all come together, they'll be even. So I've got that set at the 1 inch mark. And that should line up. Let's see how these are doing so far. Yeah, see there? That lines out real well. It's got 4 more. Just get that out there. So it's New Year's Eve, and we're just going to have a nice, quiet evening at home. My husband's getting Chinese takeout. Oh, get it in there. And I enjoy that. We had a little snow yesterday. It was so pretty. We're supposed to get some more Saturday, so I'm kind of hoping. My granddaughter and husband went out in the snow a little bit, and she got to build a small snowman. We just don't get snow like we used to, or if we do, it seems like it's more, let me get that out there, hold on. It's more towards February, sometimes even the spring, which when I was growing up, it seems like many times we had a white Christmas. So it's here and here. Some people don't like snow, but I always have. I just think it's pretty. You know, God's little blessings he gives us, but I know if you have to get out and travel and drive in it, it's not fun. I know my first job of teaching, there was a huge snow, and I did not want to get out and drive in it either. Okay, so let's get rid of all these little punch out pieces of paper. And now what we need to do, let's line these all up and see how we did. Yeah, I can see through there. Really good. But now, the next thing you want to do, we're going to come through here and we're going to glue this flap down. So I'm going to use my glue here. I'm going to come through and just put some of this art glitter glue on every flap. Glued down around those edges. I don't want those coming apart. Now, I was talking about my first teaching job. I graduated in December, and I was very fortunate to find a job. It started in January. I was a speech therapist starting out, and it was in a very small town, which I didn't mind that at all. But anyway, it was really hard to find a place to live in a really small town in December when I was looking for a place to live. So, lo and behold, I did find this mobile home, this little trailer that these people had just purchased and put out back of their business. And this was a small town, so it, you know, it was okay. It was fine. In fact, it was a town that my dad grew up in, which was ironic. That's where I got my first teaching job. And anyway, we had that huge snow, and of course we didn't have school. And so I decided I was going to drive home. So I drove home, and it was probably about a little 45 minutes to where my folks lived. That was home to me at that time. And I mean, I got on this hill that was just a solid sheet of ice, and I really thought I had it. I thought, you know, this is it. But you've heard of that song, Jesus Take the Wheel. Honest to God, I prayed, and I really think he took the wheel, because I think I just shut my eyes. You couldn't put your brakes on because the car would go everywhere. So I just kind of closed my eyes and ended up at the bottom of the hill, and there I was. And anyway, it turned out okay. All right, so moving on. We've got this glued together. So now what we want to do, I'm going to take 2 pieces of chipboard, and these chipboards are 3 by 5, since it's 3 inches across here and 5 inches this way. And I'm just going to take my crocodile again. I left it on the same inch. See if I can get that out of there. And I'm going to go down one end and out to the edge there. Punch. Do that on the other side. Down close to that edge. And punch. That's going to line up on there. And I'm probably going to have to repunch that, so I don't think I'll punch the other one yet because we're going to cover these. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Like I said, these are 3 by 5, and so you need to cut 2 pieces of paper that are 4 by 6. I give a 1/2 inch to go around. However, when I cut the coverings for the back and the front chipboard, these were left on the ends, and I'm going to try to make those work. So these are not quite as wide as they need to be, but I think I might be able to make them work. I'm going to use my score tape, and I think that will help it hold on there a little better. Okay, let's get this like this. I'm going to take my 1/4 inch score tape. Done this in a while, doing these little coverings. I think this is what I'm going to do, isn't it? Okay, I think before we peel this off, though, I'm going to glue it down to the paper. So I'll just go ahead and get these on. And the reason I'm putting it on here is because I know it's not very wide to put on the paper, so I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the chipboard. Let's see if I can make it a little harder to punch through. Now we're going to take this. I'm going to take my ATG gun to get this on. Just take this and just run it down. Just like that. I'm going to center that in. See, there's not a lot on the sides, so I'm going to make sure it's kind of even there. Come up a little bit here. Alright, I'm going to try that. And get a little bone folder tool ready. There. Now let's get my pokey tool here. Let's take this off. Take this off. Then another time I was living in that trailer, it had rained a lot. I mean a lot. And okay, we're going to fold these in. Try to bring that up. It's barely going to make it on there, but I'm going to put a kind of a mat in here also. That will cover that, I'm pretty sure. Oh, need to miter those corners down. But anyway, when I went out to go to work, these people, like I said, had moved this trailer behind their business, and they had put in a lot of new chat for my driveway, which is really nice. But when I went out to get my car, you won't believe it, but my car, literally, the bottom of it was on top of the chat. The wheels had just sank down in the chat. And I was just like, oh my word, what do I do? You know, here I am, fresh out of college. Haven't really been on my own. I walk out to go to work and my car's sitting on the top of the ground. I mean, literally on the ground. So I just called the school and told them, you know, I have this little problem because actually I taught in a town that was about 8 miles from where I could find a place to live. So anyway, the people who lived there were really nice, and they came out and somehow got my car out of that mess and went on to work. So that was good. Now see, that worked out good. So now what I want to do is I cut out this little green mat that I'm just going to line this with. That will cover all of that. And I think this won't show. It's going to be on top, but I still think I should line that. I think I'm going to glue that on. Let's just put some glue in here and put my glue on the edges of this. There we go, down here. See if we can get this to fit right on here. I'm sorry if I'm getting out of frame. I'm trying to do better with that. I think that works. Okay, got that one done. Now let's come and do this one. Let's see, does it matter? I want it to go this way. Okay, so now I'm going to put my ATG on here. Attach that. Yeah, we need these holes on this side. Myself a little room to fold those over. There we go. And let's go ahead and miter those corners. Score tape. Just come along here with that. All right. Now, let's take that off. Finish that up good. These little ones. Just thinking if I don't put it over that hole, it might punch better, and should have thought of that maybe on the other one as well. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Now, let's get these sides kind of creased up in there. Move that out of the way a little bit. And this one, fold over. Push in those little corners there where we mitered and fold that over. Again on this end. All right. And again, I'm going to take this little green piece and add some glue these go in the same direction, so I'm trying to do. So I'm going to need the holes. That way, okay. This on here. That up a little. Good. Looks good. Okay, now let's make sure. Take these. I've got these all punched, and got the holes. Oh dear. I can't remember. I can feel them, I guess. Right? Come on, right? Punch my holes, and now, well, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just punch them again. Okay, so this will go. I'm going to need one to go this way. So, actually, I'm going to do it because I know I punched where it was small at the top. Let's get the crocodile. And the inside. Come up. 1 inch. Yay, that worked. Get that out of there. Let's poke it. There we go. To this side. So that lines up. I think what I did was I made this a little longer. I should have made it exact. I still think it's going to work for me. Yeah, okay, now let's come over here. We want to do the holes on this side. So let's come up. Come out of there. On this side, close to the edge, about 1 inch. Down here, same. Okay. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll see. I want to take some of my baker's twine here, and I'm going to use red and green, and try to make it, let's see, probably, I want it long. I mean, I could trim it off, but I want it longer rather than shorter. So I can get that to cut. Move this out of the way. And come over here. And I'm going to double this. Try to thread this through here. I'm trying to think. Hold on just a second here. bobby pin in my drawer over there, and I'm going to try to use this like a needle and thread that through. So I need to put this on first. Let's go through here and see if I can take that through all of these. Just gonna go through each one, and then I'll twist it around the way it needs to be. It's working. Let's do it like this. There. You can see what I'm doing better if I let go of that. Through this one, and this one, this one, and now I need to attach this board on this side, which would be like so, I think. Yes. This one up here, just run that through. And then we're going to do the same thing all over again. Hang on to this. We're going to take this through this hole here. We're going to take this through here. 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 I might not have made this as long as I thought I did. Through here. Go. What have I got left over here? Ooh, not much. And here. And through my chipboard cover. Here. Oh, did I do this right? We'll see. I don't know if I got it long enough, ladies. I have to take it out and I'll do it again, and maybe it is. I think. Let's see. I think that's going to be long enough to tie. Yeah. Cute, cute, cute. All right. So, I am going to go ahead and tie this just for now. I'll leave that all on there. Just put a bow for now. Because I'm thinking what I need to do is go in here now and glue all of this together, and I maybe should have done that before I ran that in, but as I said, I'm just doing this first time, and I think I'm just going to do it like this. Go through here and just put some of my art glitter glue. I want it flowing pretty good because I think it's going to need quite a bit of this to make sure it sticks in there good. Actually, let me see. I think I'm going to use tacky glue. I think I am. Let's use some of this tacky glue. Because that will really hold it, I know. Oh, shake that down. Alright, let's put some tacky glue in there. This glue is, well, I don't think that one's been opened. Let's try this one. This one's ready to go. So let's come under here. I'm gonna put some tacky glue. Just want those edges done really well. That's the main thing. Just getting all that in there. Down here, it sticks together. So I'm gonna push that one down. Come in here. Do this one. I like the tip of this being a little thicker because you can move the glue around a little easier. With the art glitter glue though, I like my thin tip because sometimes you don't need a whole lot of glue and that helps you control it a little more. Okay, let's get these all glued. This takes a little longer to dry, but I don't think that's gonna matter. I might get a couple little clothespins and clip it together as it dries. That wouldn't hurt, I don't think. Also giving some of that yarn down there with a little glue on it, that'll help keep that in place, right? So let's do that. These edges. But don't you think this is a cute idea? Like I said, I was inspired by Maymay made it. I'm not sure when she did this, but I haven't always watched YouTube, and you know, some of the things that have been around a while are new to me, so I just jump in there and try to make them. This is good. I like this. And this one more. And these edges good. And this, oh, well, I don't know. Does this dry clear? If not, I'm going to have to probably wipe off some of these edges. I'm not sure about this one, if it dries clear or not. All right, that looks good. I am going to grab a couple clothespins, or maybe more than a couple. Clamp this down good so those will dry really well. I've got some clothespins. I'm just going to clamp those around each end. And maybe before I do that, I'm going to take one of these little wet wipes and put some of this extra tacky glue in here and see if we can wipe some of that down a little. And I'll add those clothespins there and here. And let me look on this end. Seems like it had some glue right there. Let's wipe that off. Put this on here. And this one, oh yeah, let's get some of this off. But that'll just help that stay together better, right? Okay. Now we're going to leave that alone for a while. And now this is going to be our front. That's where our bow is. And that's going to keep, when you put a mat in, from going all the way down to the back side to the very bottom of the bag. Looking cute so far? Yeah, I think so. Get that off of there. And get another wet wipe. Here we go. Want that glue get everywhere. Okay, now the next thing we're going to focus on will be the cover for the front and back of the album. So we're going to take 2 chipboard pieces again. These chipboard pieces are, let's make this up a little bit. these chipboard pieces are 5 and 7, or 5 by 7 and an 8. Okay, so we've got 2 of those. And for the coverings, we're going to make those 6 by 8 and an 8, just an inch larger on each side. So what we're going to do first is move that out of the way while it's kind of drying. I'm going to take my ATG gun, going to add that. Other one, go ahead and get it ready. My gun's doing weird things. Okay, it looks good now. All right, let's come over here and make our other cross there. Now let's take, okay, let's see, I'm gonna put it going, I think it's gonna put this way, actually. Yeah, that'd be pretty close. Alright, so take this and place it kind of centered here. And here. And we need to miter those corners. This one, do the same. It won't matter right now. We'll just get that on there. Okay. Get that miter. This is score tape. Now this time I'm going to put score tape. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to put it up here. Lock it up there because I'm going to be matting the backs of these as well. Do this one. Get that score tape on this one. There we go. Give that a press. There we go. All right, let's remove the backing. Whoops, that was my ATG gun. It's rolled over. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fold up these sides. Good crease back there, then fold those over into the other one. same thing. Pull those up. Press that down. Same thing on the ends. Tuck in that miter. There we go. Looking good. Tuck that in. Nice and tight. Alright, there's one down. Now let's look at this one. Take this tape off. The backing for it. This up nice and snug against the edge of that chipboard. Press it down. Same over here. This paper, I have to say, is very good paper. It's thick and it's not, you know, creasing where I have to fold it. It's staying together really well. It's a nice, thick, double-sided paper. Okay, got that done. Now we don't need to add anything to this because we're going to be gluing it and attaching that on top of this. So that will be glued to this. And if you open this, you'll see that it's not going to show any of the part that wasn't covered. So let's go ahead and trying to think, do I want to glue that or tape it? I think I'm gonna glue it. So we can get this glue going. I'm gonna use my art glitter glue. I think I'm gonna put it on here in case that does go over the edges. That way it won't be oozing out like I had that issue earlier. So I'm going to put a lot of this glue on this edge. Definitely want that. I don't want it in there. I don't want it to glue that in together. So I'm just going to do this. See, this is where that thin tip nozzle really comes in handy, because you can get real close to that edge without it just kind of blobbing in there. And then these, I wish this was coming out a little thicker, simply because you know how quickly this glue dries, and these little thin streams are going to dry before I get my cover on there. Okay, so I'm going to take the cover, and I'm trying to line up somewhat these stripes with those stripes. They kind of went together pretty well. So I'm going to take this and just lay it on top. I do want it to cover nicely, and I'll leave just a little bit there so it can open and close. And I did measure it so it would hang off the end a little bit. I wanted it a little bit larger than the bag. That's just how I kind of wanted it, because I'll probably put some tabs, and they'll probably stick out farther than this even, but I just wanted that to be a little bit larger. So I'm going to turn it over, see how we've got this. Yeah, that looks good on the edges. Probably slide it. I don't think that's going to work. A happy with that. I think that looks nice. See what you got for your album so far? And if it doesn't totally line up there, that's okay. Oh, I think that's so cute. See how this is going to open. Isn't that darling? Darling, darling. Now we're going to go put the back on, which is basically the same way. Just going to take, I'm going to put a little glue. For some reason, this isn't sticking real well. I'm just going to put a little glue under here. Make sure that's down. Okay. I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to cover the bag. Make sure I get up there on the edges. You know, I'm just sitting here thinking, I was so excited when I found these bags and they kind of had that Christmas pattern on them. I'm sitting here thinking, but, you know, I'm really covering up most of it. But on the inside, when I add my picture mats, I cut them so some of this will show like a border around them. So you can see a little bit of it, I guess. I'm squeezing really hard and I'm just hoping sometimes when I squeeze this really hard, the whole tip pops off. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. Probably time to soak the tip and get it cleaned out. Okay, let's come in here and get really close to those edges. And like I said, I did make it a little longer, so if it isn't completely adhered, I can always run this little tip under there and add some more. This looks like it needs glue too. Well, that is glue. I don't know what's going on there. All right, let's see now. We want to try to line these little stripes up fairly close. I mean, I know they're not going to be perfect because, well, it's just not. This is the back, so that's okay. I'm going to give me a little room there to fold. Okay, let's get those in. Over a little bit. And you know, you could have, so I'm looking at this, I could have made this a little wider and these a little wider as well, but I think it's okay. I don't think there's any bags sticking out, so just want to get that on there really well. And now let's go back to this front side. Get that on there really well. So this is what we have so far. Here's your binding, and then when you open it, you've got this will be a page, and here you've got this little pocket to put a mat in. This will be a page. Here's your pocket. This will be a page, and here's your pocket. Another one. And here's another one. And then here's your last one will be attached right to that mat. So, and I guess you wouldn't have to do it that way. You could have put a cover on that and left that separate for more pictures, but I think this is how I was thinking to do it. I don't remember how Maymay did it, but anyway, I like that. So what we're going to do next is I've cut a couple mats for the back and the front. So for the front, we're going to mat a green, and this mat is, let's see, this is 4.5 by 6.5. And then another one, this was actually a card that I had ordered extra too. I did order some cards extra that went with this paper pack, and this measures 4 by 6. So it's going to be like that on the front. And then we'll be adding other little embellishments to that as well. So let's go ahead and get this on. Let's center that up. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to add Santa Claus is coming to town. I thought that would be good because the kids are still pretty young in here. Glue to that. Okay, let's attach that. Slide that. See, that's pretty good. Yeah. I don't want this to be too long, but this just takes a little while to make, ladies. Sorry. And let's go ahead and add this green. Okay, back. Looks pretty good. And then I just cut out a Santa Claus picture, and I've got some other cut aparts. I'll probably put something else on there too, but for now I'm just putting this. And the cards are double-sided, see? And that'll be cute to put even on the inside to even write things. In fact, I might use some of those on the back of the inserts that go in the pockets where my daughter can journal, you know, about the memories and the pictures and what was going on that morning. Oh dear, do you see what I just did? Well, I'm going to cut another one and I'll be right back. Well, actually I didn't have to cut another one because that was one of the cards. It did have another one with Santa on the back, but this was it. But I like this so much that I might use it inside, so I chose a different one. And this one has Santa's on the back, but I think I'm going to put this on the back. I like that. That way, if she wants to write anything in there, or I could even add, you know, one of those little cut aparts that might have lines, or I think there's some with numbers. Put 25 on there, like 25th of December. Let's get up by these little edges. There we go. And we'll just add this. And this is pretty colorful, actually. I might like it even better. And let's put that on there like so. Let's try to get that even. There. So that's what we've got so far. Now, turn it over and keep mashing on that a little bit. On the inside, what I've done, I've gone ahead and I've cut all these little mats, get them here, to cover these pages. And even if it's like this, I use one of the cut apart sheets, it'll be just fine on there because you're going to see that border. And if you put a picture over it like that, I see it makes a cute border around it. You can't really, I think that's fine to do it like that. And some of the pictures I'll probably leave whole, but then some of them I'm going to crop, maybe use my circle punch or scallop punch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue all of these to the pages, and then I'll be back. So I did get the picture mats put in, so I'll show you that. And I did remove the clothespins off of there. So I put in all the picture mats through here. And I found that it starts to curve down along the bottom. I used just my art glitter glue to put those on, but I did start adding a little piece of my 1/4 inch score tape to the bottom to make sure that doesn't curl up as you're folding it. So I've added all those, and I also went through and I cut some black picture mats for the inserts, and those mats are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I went on my Cricut and I cut out these little tabs. You can see those, and this was also a sheet of paper from the paper collection, and I just folded those in half. They kind of reminded me of a little mitten in a way, but they really don't look like a mitten. So I'm going to show you how I made this. Like I said, I took a piece of black cardstock and I cut it 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I had cut these earlier at, let's see, what were these? 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So I'm going to add that to that. But before I add that to that, I want to go ahead and put my tab on. Now, I want to try and line this up with the rest of these. They're all not perfectly even, but it's kind of hard to do for me to get it perfectly spaced out. So I'm just going to slide this in and get an idea where to put it. And they fit perfect. I just love this. Go in here, slide that in. And let's see where they all kind of line up. This one looks like could go about maybe in there. That's not bad. I'm not going to overlap the last one very much, but I think that'll work. So I'm going to try to pull that out like so. Get some of my art glitter glue. Take that pin out. Come over here. I'm going to try to keep that just where it is. Lift that up. Oops, there we go. Put a little glue here. Just kind of bend that over so it's on the cardstock. And then little cloth here, got a little much glue. Now dab that off. I'm just gonna flip it over and do the same on this side. A little bit of glue up here. If you have a Cricut, they have lots of little tabs like this you could choose from. I haven't really gone in there in a while to look for tabs. But anyway, I'm glad that worked out, because I thought first I would use my scallop punch, and then I thought, oh, then I'm going to have to glue those together. But so I looked on there and that worked out. So let's see. That's going to go this way. I've got them all coming this way. So that means that I put a photo mat on the top. I'm going to take some of my glue. Glue that on, and I found when I started doing this that it really was a good idea to use this to kind of mash out that glue so it doesn't get humpy, and that also reassures you that you're getting it to the edges. So let's put this down the sides and here. There we go. Take this. I tried to cover some of that tab with this, and it just a little bit of a border around that, not a lot. Try to get it even. Looks pretty good. And then I'll take this, and you want to be careful because you are mushing out wet glue. You don't want to tear the paper, although like I said, this really is a good quality of paper. I'm really happy with it. It's easy to work with. You don't have to worry about, like I said, when you fold it, it coming apart. Now, on the back of each of these, I made a little journaling spot. And I had purchased with this set, it was an additional accessory that you could buy, but it was a set of the cards. If you recall, I had these are 4x6, and I think these are probably 2x3 cards. But I went through these, and a lot of these coordinate with the paper that's in the paper packet, and there were several that had a place on the back that was blank or had lines, and I thought, well, that would be great to put on the back of the photo mat insert. That way, if you want to journal about the pictures, you know, you could do that on there. So, okay, that goes like that. I'm gonna flip it this way, and let's put glue. There's that matches with that. Let's put some glue on the back. And I'll just try to cover some of that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be centered because I really want to cover some of that tab. So it doesn't always center, but that looks pretty even, I think. It always looks different when you hold it up than when I'm looking down at it, but anyway, I think that looks pretty good. Take my cloth here and get some of that extra glue off. And take my little bone folder, scraper, whatever it is, and even that glue out. There. Now I've got a place for all of my mats. Let's see, this one goes back in here. Slides in, and then this one is gonna go like this, and this one, what I do, I put it in the wrong one, did I? Oh, yeah, this is the first one. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one out. This one goes here. I took that out to show you what I was doing. We'll just put that one back in here. And this one goes back here. And as you can see, it kind of coordinates with the paper. So I thought that was pretty cute, pretty cute. And put that here. Now, pretty much all I have left to do is add pictures and decorate. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to decorate, and then I'm going to go off, add some pictures and decorate, and I'll come back and show you what I ended up with. That didn't turn out too bad on the side there. So like I said, I have these little bits and pieces that I ordered. No, actually that came with it. That came with it. And got these chipboard pieces, and I might use some stickers that I purchased. I don't know. I've got these little candy canes. And got the washi tape. So, and I've got all these pictures, and like I said, I'm going to be cropping some of these, so, you know, I won't need the whole picture on some of these. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you how it turns out. So I've decorated and added my pictures, and I'll take you through it. So this was the front, and these are the chipboard pieces that I've used from the collection, and these are some of those bits and pieces, and then some stickers. Then I've added my pictures, and this is some of the washi tape. Again, some of the stickers. You can see how everything just coordinates so well. And then here we have this pull out, and then there's a picture there, and on the back there's a little journaling card, and each one of these will have that on there. So put this back in. It slides in so nicely. And then I'm going to hold it up just a little bit because one of my lights glares on there. So here's another one with some of the stickers and the washi tape at the bottom. I think this collection is just adorable. Again, some of these little tickets are on there that say North Pole, ho, ho, ho. The washi, ho, ho, ho. Again, the stickers and the washi. I think it just turned out adorable, and my daughter is just going to love this. Now this one, kind of have to open it a little more. We're getting back to the end. And there we go, December Magic. Then on the back, I added a little sticker there and a sticker there. And on the front here, what I plan on doing is getting some numbers and put 2020 there. I really didn't have any that would go with that, so I'm going to look for those and put that on there. And again, all of these pull out, and there's a picture and a place to journal on the back side. I'm not going to pull them all the way, but this one I think I added pictures twice because I didn't give my granddaughter equal time, so I had to go back and put another picture of her in there. So this again is a space for journaling on the back. This one is a little tough, I don't know why. Space for journaling, picture, space for journaling. I love the journaling cards. I just think that is so cool to include that in that collection. There. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you might try this little album. It doesn't have to be, you know, just for Christmas, but I just thought it was adorable, and I wanted to get it done. And since it was New Year's Eve, I thought this would be a great project to work on. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, I would appreciate your subscription. And until next time, bye-bye.